Okay, so delegation, outsourcing tasks, doing all the things that you know you should be doing, but you're not. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Benz of ashleybenz.com. I'm the founder and creator of Childcare Business Executive Tools, and I help the overworked childcare business owner remove yourself from the day-to-day operations so that you can truly step into that CEO role and ultimately reduce your working hours. So today, what we're going to be talking about is how to delegate and outsource tasks. Now, if you're interested in that, I want you to stay tuned. But before we hop in, I want to welcome you back if you are a OG subscriber here. If you are a new subscriber, I want to give you a warm welcome. This is a big virtual hug. And I just want to say thank you for being here. I am so excited that you found me here over on YouTube. And for all of you all that are watching and not subscribing, you need to go ahead and subscribe if you're wanting to learn how to remove yourself from the day-to-day operations and basically how to run a profitable childcare business and work reasonable working hours. Then you definitely want to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that little bell so that you're notified of when I post up videos. And last but not least, go ahead and grab you something to sip on and let's jump into today's video. Let's do this. Okay, so delegation, outsourcing tasks, doing all the things that you know you should be doing, but you're not. And the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that when I ran my center, I honestly had no idea how to delegate. I would hear people telling me I need to do that. But to be honest with you, there were no other center owners or anybody else in my area that was really had a really delegation machine. Basically everybody else was just kind of working the long hours and doing that. And so I didn't even really have anybody to go to or look to to get help with delegating and outsourcing tasks. On top of that, some of my other problems was that, I didn't, or let me just say this, I felt, like I didn't have enough skilled staff there. So, I had people I could delegate off to, but as far as the quality of work and their skill level, I just felt like I didn't have that. I honestly did not really feel like I could really trust my team and being able to delegating those little tasks off to them. Another thing that was always a problem for me is that they were kind of too busy. So, I could delegate things off to maybe a pre-K teacher or something like that, but during that time, she was trying to work on her own lesson planning. So I just really ran into a lot of issues. And I know that you are kind of running into those issues as well. And one of the biggest issues is that I didn't even have time to delegate. I did not have time to even sit down and think about, what could be delegated, give the instructions and just do all the proper things to effectively delegate. But I eventually got a hold of this, y'all, because let me just tell you, your girl at some point did not have time to be doing it all, okay? I just did not have the time to do that anymore. And I just knew that my center had to really, I really felt like I had to wean it off of me. So let me go over some tips that I use at my center and that I still use today when it comes to delegating and outsourcing tasks. So the first thing that I would tell you is to start with who you have and what you have. Yes, you do have staff members and teachers that are there. They are skilled at something. And it's your job to find out what they're skilled at, what they're good at, what kind of comes natural to them. And then you need to find a task they can do. And even if this task takes off 30 minutes, off of your day or shaves off 15 minutes out of your day, then that is 30 minutes or 15 minutes that you can maybe go home early, okay? Or use that time to really do something else that's gonna really benefit your childcare business. One of the things that, I always teach when I'm working with my members and clients and owners who are overworked is that you have to remember that there's a difference between those director tasks and those CEO tasks. And the director tasks are tasks that are simply maintaining your center or preschool program, where those CEO tasks are actually increasing revenue and ensuring that revenue growth. So again, work with what you have and who you have. Really dig deep, find the skills they have. I don't care. It could be something, you could have a staff member that's really great at data entry. Like they are so good about repetitious stuff. And so maybe they could be doing that instead of you. You could have a staff that is great at graphic design. Maybe they just have a knack for putting together some nice little, graphics, and maybe they can put together some things for your social media or an advertisement or whatever that you're doing. But the first thing is that you're going to have to talk to them and just find out what they can do. So another tip that I did at my center and I do now is that I have an ongoing list of things that I can be delegating off to. And typically what my list look like is that sometimes it's a brain dump. So sometimes I'll brain dump things or I'll just have, we all have our to-do list. And then what I'll do is I will say, okay, all right, this task matches this person. And so it does really, going back to the first tip I just gave you, but it really does help to know what skills that your staff has. And then you can literally match a task with the person and say, well, she could do really good at that. Or, the lead infant teacher is great with this. I'm going to delegate that off to her. So having an ongoing list that you can pull tasks from and then match the task with the person really does make it a whole lot easier, because I know one of the things that I did struggle with is, well, what do I delegate? I don't even know what I can delegate off to somebody. And some of that just comes down to just not really sitting down and looking at those things. But if you can just kind of keep an ongoing list, and literally that looks like something like, as soon as something pops in your head, put it down somewhere. I use Evernote on my phone. You can literally just write that down and then, just kind of keep it on an ongoing list. And then, like I said, just match the task with the person and get that off of your plate. So one of the things that I have done in this business now, I don't really know if they had this back when I was running my center, but that is investing in a project management software or system or something that's going to help you keep track of all the projects you have going on. So one of the things that I did was I was able to delegate remotely. And, so after we had Nova, I worked from home a lot. And so I actually came up with a really good system that allowed me to delegate remotely and not even have to be at the center to be able to tell somebody I need something done. Okay. And so now, for you guys that know, this business that I run now, it's an online business. It's all virtual. So I have an assistant, and she lives in Louisiana, and I'm here in Kentucky. And literally, I don't touch anything in my business, right? And so I already know, because I have ran a childcare center, I know that what I do now would easily work for you in your center in regards of having the project management software tool, delegating remotely, and not even having to be at your center to be able to hand off things and say, hey, I need this looked at. Hey, and let me just say this, you guys, I have gotten so good at this that I literally, anything that pops in my mind, most of it, and let me say this, most of the things that are on your to-dos are the busy work tasks. And so those are things that usually pop in my mind all the time. And I will literally put that on the board. My assistant will see it. I'll give her the date it needs to be done. I give her the proper instructions. I'll give her anything that she needs to do it. And it takes it off my plate, and I can move on to something else. So I would highly advise and suggest for you to invest into a project management software tool or system. We use Monday.com. I will leave the link down below. Absolutely love it. It's super easy and simple to use. And this is one of the systems that I tell my members and clients that I work with to use as well. The last tip I want to leave with you is learn to work with independent contractors. Okay. Now, independent contractors is something that I honestly did not use at my center. And at the time, I just didn't really realize there was a whole world out there of independent contractors that work virtually, that you can find them online, you can find them locally. But these are people that they either have their own little business or they're just really good at something, and they offer their services in the form of them being an independent contractor. And so, the beauty of that is that you don't have to pay for, all the payroll costs or anything like that. It's just like no different if you got somebody to come mow your grass, okay? Same kind of concept. And so really just kind of get creative when it comes to that. Some great places to look locally would be any kind of community colleges. If you have universities near you, there are sometimes that, these college people that are going to college kids, they need so many volunteer hours or things like that. You can maybe look there. And I mean, there's just so many online. Fiverr, we all know about Fiverr, but there's so many different places that you can find independent contractors that are skilled at something that maybe you're not, that maybe your team is not, that maybe your staff is not, that you can delegate off and have them do a one-off project and let them get that done for you. So the key to delegating and outsourcing tasks is just to really have a system. That's just really what it's going to boil down to. You need to have a system on knowing, who is skilled at what at your center or program and using them to be able to help you out with things. You need to have a system on keeping track of things that come in so that you know what to delegate off to. You need to have a system on actually giving the instructions, which is what the project management board is going to do for you, or the project management software is going to help you do. And then have a system of outsourcing if you don't have anyone there at your center that is skilled at whatever the task is that you need to do. But the ultimate thing, you got to start doing this. You have to start doing it, and you need to start somewhere. So I hope that today's video gave you some ideas on how to start outsourcing and delegating tasks. This is exactly what I help overworked owners be able to do inside of my Director to CEO Accelerator program. And so you can get information on that in the description box below. There is an absolutely free complimentary masterclass where I actually walk you through the very first step in removing yourself from the day-to-day operations, which is building your staffing structure system and getting those people in place that can support you and support your CEO goals. And so there's a free masterclass that you can take and watch. Just click that link in the description box, and then that will give you access to that, along with details on my Director to CEO Accelerator program if you're interested in working with me inside there. As always, go ahead and give this video a like and thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, if you have watched this video all the way through to this point and you're still with me and you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell so you're notified of when I post up videos, which is weekly, which I'm super excited about now. We are almost at 10,000. Can you believe that? So I don't know when this video comes out, if we've already hit that. But anyway, subscribe, and I would love to have you a part of the family here. I can't think of anything else at this point, but I do look forward in seeing you in the next video. Oh, if you do have any comments or anything like that, leave those down below so we can have a conversation. I love to chit chat with you. And until then, I'm always sending you much blessings and success your way for your childcare business and your goal of removing yourself from those day-to-day operations. So, all right, see you in the next one. So today I am going to be talking about welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Benz of